Hello everyone, my name is Michelle Osborne, and I'm doing a presentation on click fraud solution. First, I'm going to just get right into it. We need to first identify what click fraud is. So according to Click Fraud Marketing Science, it's an article written by Professor Wilbur and Professor Yee out of University of California. They describe click fraud to be the practice of repeatedly clicking on an advertisement hosted on a website with the intention of generating revenue for the host site or draining revenue from the advertiser. To get more simpler on what click fraud is, it's just a type of fraud that occurs on the internet in pay-per-click online advertising. So when a person or automatic script or computer program imitates a legit user of a web browser clicking on an ad for the purpose of generating a charge per click without actually having an interest in the targeted ad link. So there are plenty types of click frauds. You have your manual click fraud, which is you going in and clicking on an advertisement. That's how a company would be paid for that particular ad. Some companies go to the extent of creating click farms, which is another form of fraud where a large group of low paid workers are hired to click on a paid advertisement link for the click fraudster, you should say. The workers click on the links, surf the target websites for a period of time, and even possibly sign up for newsletters prior to clicking on another link. For many of these workers, clicking on enough ads per day may increase their revenue substantially and may also be alternatives to other types of work. So, aside from click farms, there are also pay-per-click websites. And these sites, they're also called cost per click websites, and it's just a form of internet advertising models that are used to direct traffic to websites in which advertisers pay the publisher, or typically, the website owner, when the ad is clicked on. And that's how some websites just solely do pay per click. And that's how, I don't know if any of you have ever clicked on a website that links you to another website and then you have to sign up for all these other links. That's another extent of pay per click sites, and that's just another form of click fraud as well. Then you have clickbots. Clickbots and also botnets. So with clickbots, these are just a form of malware that is installed as an internet bot, and it's used for click fraud. Then you have botnets, which are they're like zombie armies. Um, there are like a number of internet computers that, although their owners are unaware of it, they have been set up to forward transmissions, including spam or viruses, to other computers on the internet. So, with those forms of click fraud and understanding now what click fraud is and how it works, let's talk about how it affects your business. Now, click fraud drains your ad campaign account because all the money that you set aside for a budget is gone. You're not getting a true number of how your online pay-per-click advertisements are working for you. And with click fraud, it can result in an increase in cost per clicks for keywords. This happens because many pay-per-click search engines base keyword pricing on how popular a term is and how many people are competing for it. Therefore, if click fraud is directed at a certain keyword, the cost of that keyword can increase for all advertisers, not just the particular competitors who may have been a target of that click fraud attack. So, for example, not only do you have click farms and human clickers, I should say, you also have bots, and The Wall Street Journal last year reported that 36% of web traffic is spawned by click fraud programs and bots, and the cost of the global digital display advertising industry was approximately $11.6 billion in 2014. I mean, take a look at the graph. I mean, bots are doing more of the click fraud than humans. And that should tell you something, especially with our turn of industry and, of us relying more on technology, we're also using it for fraud as well. So what can we do to build a solution? Solutions are where we are at this point. There are plenty of them out online, plenty of companies out there, but it all starts with what we do within our own company to prevent this. So I have 6 in-house solutions, and these solutions are what I believe to really have a positive effect on our potential click fraud exposure. So let's get right into it. The first one is you're going to set different bid prices for targeted sites. Then you'll keep an eye on your competitors. Then you'll always track your advertisement campaigns. You'll target high-value sites for your ads. And you'll purchase software programs that generate specific referral reports. Let's talk more about set different bid prices for content targeted sites. Now, to reduce your financial risk by limiting the amount you are preparing to pay per click, you'll limit your exposure by limiting your placement of ads on just any site relevant to your keyword. You want to keep an eye on your competitors, monitoring who you compete with for your keywords in your search engine, as they could be potential sources of competitor click fraud. You'll always keep track of your advertising campaigns. You really can't manage what you don't monitor. So companies such as Google, they make available to advertisers using AdWord programs. They have 2 tools. They do a campaign performance and they do an account performance. And these allow you to see the numbers of percentages of clicks that Google has categorized as invalid. You want to target high-valued sites for your ads. Some low-quality sites are hotbeds for click fraud. A person or a bot may be clicking your ad or any ad on these sites to boost owners' PPC revenues. Google and Yahoo, they do a great job. They're one of the largest search engines. They allow you to set up ad campaigns that only run ads on the sites you specify, therefore avoiding sites with where unethical revenue generates may occur. And then purchasing software programs that generate specific referral reports. There's so many out there. I actually, when researching this solution, I actually found a great company called FraudLogic. It's right here in Florida, and what they do is it's a group of it's about 4 people, and this is all they do. They monitor. They have their fraud solution. They're designed for all different type of businesses, and they're committed to developing solutions and technologies for different people, online advertising industry since 1998. So it's been a long time, that they've been in business, and they have 2 core sets of data that they use for their fraud analysis, which is digital data analysis and behavioral data analysis. And those 2 have been very successful for them. So the different type of services that they offer they offer 4 different services: impression fraud, click fraud, CPA fraud, and CPS fraud. Um, for impression fraud, it allows them to proactively eliminate fraudulent traffic sources from the programmatic ecosystem. Their CPA fraud, they describe this service as monitoring affiliates and determining which sources are participating in fraudulent activity in real time. And their CPS fraud protects your merchant accounts, which monitors all credit card submits in real time for fraudulent activity. And our main one here that we're talking about today is click fraud, and they have real-time click fraud monitoring, which allows buyers and sellers to identify and block fraudulent clicks before ads are served. So those are the 4 services that they provide, and it's been very helpful to many companies. And their pricing seems very reasonable as well. I mean, $4,500 flat fee for 4 billion impressions a month. It covers fake traffic, domain masking, adult content, and it gives you unlimited users. If you want a little bit more impressions, you'll go for the 6,500 model, which is a flat fee as well, from 4 to 15 billion impressions a month. Covers the same thing. And then you, as a company, can even customize your own service that you would like at a flat fee with over 15 billion impressions a month as well. Why I like fraudlogic.com so much is because they have a great promise. And they say, see 30% improvement in your core success matrix within 30 days or your money back. And they give they give a breakdown of how it's going to work. For one, their core success matrix for a given campaign are defined and mutually agreed upon. So you sit down and you go over your conversion rates, you go on your time on sites, your bouncing rates, etc. You go over all of that right then and there. Number 2, your client shares reports and data that establish a baseline for the above mentioned matrix. Number 3, FraudLogic begins monitoring the traffic and provides the client with a finding, a result. Number 4, the client applies the FraudLogic findings to campaigns as per the FraudLogic recommendations. And then at campaign completion, or a maximum of 30 days, whichever comes first, the updated report will be provided to FraudLogic to determine if 30% or greater increase was achieved in the defined core success matrix. This is a very strong promise for a company, because you don't really know what condition the company is in when it comes to pay-per-click fraud. So being able to help them give that promise and be so sure of how well your services work speaks very well. So here we are at the end of the click fraud presentation. Really hope you enjoyed it. Hope you gave you some information on what click fraud is, how it can affect your business, and what things you can do within your own company, and even out there, find great companies out there that can help you with it. And thank you for listening.